Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and I'm here with my teammates Fakhri and Mikha. We're from Group 11 and for this World Religion project, we're gonna presenting about the interconnection between Buddhism and equality. So let's start now.
The structure of this presentation is as follows. We start off with the introduction and the relevancy of our topic. Then a brief explanation of equality, complete with definitions and examples. Then we move on to the connections between Buddhism and the ideas of equality, followed by how it contributes to the global society equality. Then finally, we discuss how these teachings can be applied to our daily lives, followed by our own conclusions. For centuries, religions have played an important role in promoting human rights, especially equality. The concept of equality exists among all religions, including Buddhism, where it is believed that there is no fundamental difference between any human. Through the lens of Buddhism, every individual is valued and should be treated fairly and therefore with justice. However, controversial issues related to religion or belief, discrimination, equality, and human rights have come to the fore as public debates around Buddhism intensified, following the misleading conception created by the impact of violent religious extremism. These inequalities refer to the way individuals and groups develop from systemic ostracization, which they believe, based on their religious beliefs and background. So why is this topic important? Equality ensures that every individual has the opportunity to make the most of their lives and skills regardless of who they are, where they are from, or their beliefs. Furthermore, equality guarantees an individual's liberty, security, and human rights against abuse by people of a higher power. However, various cases of inequalities continue to persist across the world. It threatens long-term social and economic development, harms poverty reduction, and destroys people's sense of fulfillment and self-worth. This, as a result, can breed crime, disease, and environmental degradation. Most importantly, we cannot achieve sustainable development and make the planet better for all if people are excluded from opportunities, services, and a chance for a better life. Equality is defined as the state of being equal in status, rights, and opportunities. Equality primarily stems out to four different types, that being social, economic, civil, and gender equality. Social equality, defined as a state of interactions within a society or a group in which everyone involved have the same status in all respects. There should not be any distinction of caste and creed, color and race, groups and classes, or clans and tribes. All should have an equal opportunity to develop their own personality. Buddhists teach that prejudice is an example of ignorance. Furthermore, believing that we are in any way superior to those around us is an example of craving or fear. Buddhists believe these feelings cause people harm and suffering. Economic equality is defined as a state of having a level playing field where everyone involved has equal access to the same wealth. This means the provision of equal opportunities to everyone so they may be able to make their own economic progress. Buddhism was a radically egalitarian departure from the caste and slave system of ancient India. To this day, practitioners to Buddhism are also passionate supporters of greater equality, whether it be in spirit, politics, and material means. Civil equality is defined as the grant to be treated equally before the law to all people and social groups. This includes civil rights, freedom of speech, property rights, and equal access to necessities and service. Buddhists believe all human beings are equal, therefore they recognize the inherent dignity and rights of all. Natural rights are not conferred by any judicial or political process, nor can they be removed by these means. Gender equality, the state of equal access to resources, responsibilities, and opportunities to anyone, regardless of the person's gender. Buddhist teachings accept the differences of one's biology and mentality due to gender, but these differences do not relate to their social and spiritual development.
Connection between Buddhism and the ideas of equality. According to Buddhism, equality is not fragmentary and sectional, but complete and universal. Not only between man and man, Buddha and Buddha is there equality, but also between man and Buddha, man and animals, man and dwellers of paradise and hells, man and ghosts, all of them are equal with each other. Thus, the sutra says, mind, Buddha, and sentient beings are all at parity with one another. First, Upeka, Buddhist concept of equanimity. Upeka, a concept of equanimity, is one of the four Buddhism's divine virtues, Brahmavihara. Upeka refers to an equal attitude towards anyone, ensuring everyone is treated equally as there is no fundamental difference between any human. No matter what culture, race, or background they come from, every individual is valued and should be treated fairly and therefore with justice. The Buddha described a mind filled with equanimity as abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility, and without ill will. Next, scripture reflecting the concept of equanimity. Our minds will be unaffected and we will say no evil words. We will remain sympathetic to that person's welfare with a mind of goodwill and with no inner hate. We will keep pervading him with an awareness imbued with goodwill and beginning with him or her. We will keep pervading the all-encompassing world with an awareness imbued with goodwill equal to space, abundant, expansive, immeasurable, free from hostility, free from ill will. The noble truth of Buddhism. From a Buddhist perspective, what unites us to other sentient beings is the recognition of our shared suffering. The first noble truth acknowledges the presence of suffering in life. The second noble truth say that there are causes for our suffering. In Buddhism, desire and ignorance lie at the root of suffering. The third noble truth asserts that freedom from suffering, also known as liberation, happiness, or well-being, is possible. The fourth noble truth charts the method for attaining the end of suffering, known to Buddhists as the Noble Eightfold Path. The steps of the Noble Eightfold Path are right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And finally, loving, kindness, metta, and compassion, karuna. Because of the Buddhist concept of the universe and the human beings reinforced including independent nature of their existence and their interconnection among all things, a strong sense of responsibility is developed for their own behaviors as well as appreciation and empathy for others. From this realization of the true nature of existence, Buddhism preaches to love all the beings including yourself, your parents, friends, monks, the old, animals, and even your enemies. In that terms, Buddhism tells to show kindness and compassion to all the beings in the world. Thus, by core, Buddhism injects the concept of equality.
Next is karma and dharma. Buddhists embrace the concepts of karma, the law of cause and effect. Contrary to what is accepted in the contemporary society, the Buddhist interpretation of karma does not refer to preordained fate. From the lens of Buddhism, karma refers to action driven by intention, which leads to future consequences. According to Buddhism, all men are equal, in that they are all subject to the same law of karma and dharma. The law of karma is binding on everyone. We are equally responsible in the sense that we are all inheritors of our own karma, and therefore, each of us, the only person who can really do anything about our karmic inheritance. By this law, it entails that every individual should be let free, if not provided with the opportunity to develop themselves, so that their potentiality can unfold itself and work its way towards their own goal. Ideally, all conditions, both social and natural, should be made favorable to, and all kinds of help should be provided for the self-development of every individual. As Buddhism fundamentally believes in this potentiality of man and sets the perfection of freedom and happiness as the goal to be achieved by every individual, freedom of self-development and the encouragement of opportunities for it have become a foundation of the Buddhist ethics. Now, let's talk about the Buddhism's contributions regarding equality to the global society. In the context of equality, Buddhism have made enlightening contribution to the world. Here are some of the examples. The first one, the Buddha dismissed the idea that a person's worth corresponded to their birth, arguing that the class system was a mere social convention. as stated in Majjhima Nikaya 73. He said, "Not by birth is one a Brahmana, nor is one by birth no Brahmana. By work one is a Brahmana, by work one is no Brahmana." The sentence above indicates that the Buddha rejected discrimination based on people attributes or birth, and that one's behavior was of highest importance. The Buddha's standpoint is that the good life is open to everybody, and the highest truth is the common treasure claimable by everybody. There can be no restriction because of castes or classes. The second one, on the question of gender, by initiating an order of bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, female and Buddhist monks, Buddhism made a significant move in the direction of equality between the sexes. Women's equal capacity to attain nirvana, enlightenment, appears to have constituted one of the arguments that the Buddha found persuasive in initiating the idea of gender equality. The third one, improvement of moral standard. Buddhism attached a great importance to the moral upliftment of man and directed the people to lead a moral life. It insisted on virtues like charity, purity, self-sacrifice, truthfulness, control over passions, non-injury to living creatures in thought and action. The last one, contributing to the social inequality, Buddhism also encouraged the practice of cultivating generosity, that is known as dana, by giving to the poor, the sick, and those who are in need. Next, let's discuss how these teachings of Buddhism can be integrated to our daily life. Buddhism says the change is built into the nature of things. Nothing is inherently fixed, not even our identity. Therefore, no matter how bad the situation, it is important to remember that the change is only the law in the universe and it will eventually pass. Compassion is one of the most revered qualities in Buddhism. It is also about understanding the basic goodness in all people. It helps you connect wholeheartedly with others, which can be a great source of joy. We need to understand and show compassion for people who have different views than us. Remember, progress will only come from dialogue and mutual understanding. We don't need to rely on outside factors to make us happy. By clinging onto anything, we remain fixed and unable to change. True freedom means accepting the transient nature of everything. Directing anger at others doesn't really lead to anything positive. There are better ways to get your point across. According to the Dalai Lama, instead of getting angry, we should use it as a stepping stone in our own development. Buddhism teaches us that through self-compassion and acceptance of ourselves, we are able to become the beautiful human beings we know we're all capable of being. In conclusion, the fundamental teachings of Buddhism illustrate the ideas of equality. As Buddha thought, equality is not determined by anything but your own action. Every person was born with a life, and to that point and on, everyone is equal. No one person's life is worth more than other. Thus, what you do with that life determines the quality of your own life, not the other way around.
Buddhism is based on absolute freedom and true equality. It is rational, liberal, objective, concrete, complete, positive, pragmatic, and applicable at all levels that can adapt to the needs of changing times.
Buddhism preaches to love all beings, including yourself, your parents, friends, animals, and even your enemies. So, in those terms, it tells to show kindness and love to all the beings in the world. Buddhist teachings can make a person become a better, more compassionate version of themselves, but only if they allow themselves to. and understanding equality plays an important role in becoming a better person.
Throughout the making process of our presentation, here are the list of references that we used. This concludes the end of our presentation. Thank you for your kind attention and have a wonderful day.